All right, what's up, y'all? Happy 4th of July. It's Wolf King, and this is Beyond Satanic with the one and only Wolf King. How you doing? Ganja's pretty good right now. Okay, so what's going on in the news? Let's just check interwebs and see what the fuck going on. Oh, Swine was in there. You stole my time slot. Get off my ass, dude. It's a free marketplace of ideas. Also, you don't give me any report on your fucking time slot, so don't get pissy at me. Trump supporter wants Muslim heebie-jabbies fired from the TSA. Neat.
Okay. The women auxiliary. I think the women like me. I don't know. I see. By the way. Thank you. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Good. Good.
I want to tell you. I'm sorry. I would like to tell you. I want to thank you, first of all, for everything you've done for the veterans. We all in the VFW know what you've done, even if you don't come out and say it. Okay? Very much we appreciate it.
Yeah, even if he doesn't say what he did for the veterans, you thank him.
But just to mix quickly, Homeland Security and jobs. Why aren't we putting our military retirees on that border or in TSA? Get rid of all these heebie-jabbies they wear at TSA.
Well,
I've seen them myself.
I understand.
We need the veterans back in there to take it. They've fought for this country and defended it. They'll still do it. Thank you.
You know, and we are looking at that. We're looking at a lot of things. I have to tell you, as long as you bring it up, though, in terms of the border, some great people, and Al, you know this, I was endorsed by 16,500 Border Patrol agents. These are the people that take care of the border. And first time they've ever endorsed in the history of the union or the group, it's the first time they've ever endorsed a presidential candidate.
I just want you to notice that there. Okay. So obvious crazy redneck bitch who thinks that just because some I don't know, women wears hijabs or heebie-jabbies, according to her, that they're automatically like terrorists, and we need people who probably haven't finished getting let's say accustomed back into society to, I don't know, racially profile them potentially. I mean, not that I think Islam's a race. It's just the fact that, I mean, come on. I mean, that's just asking for discrimination or some bullshit like that. And Trump, he just lets that go aside. He just, not the fact that, oh, what the hell do you mean by heebie-jabbies? Yeah, we're looking into that. We're looking into a lot of things, but I'm the best. It's not surprising why it is not as surprising at all why he's actually getting popularity, being something new, something anti-establishment, shit like that. But yeah, I'm also not surprised that China uses this motherfucker as a argument against democracy. You let idiots get political power rather easily. Anyway, yeah, that's fucked up. All right. Let's see if we have a special little snowflake for the Vigilant Christian. From the Vigilant Christian. Well, they catch a bit of him crying or some shit. Oh, no, stop. Don't even do that. Okay, superhuman technology. I guess I'll go with the most recent one he did. So it's the future of superhuman technology, Red and Link, Good Mythical, some bullshit by the Visually Christian.
In the future, everyone you know will be a cyborg. Let's talk about that. Oh, Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning. You are right. We are certainly going to talk about that today. All right. Hey, everyone. It's TBC Mario, and you're here for another edition of The Vigilant Christian Response to Popular YouTubers Who Attack God. I'll go ahead and leave this video series linked up in the description section if you haven't checked it out. But basically what I've been doing recently since my channel's grown is look out in the YouTube community for content creators that would decide to use their influence, their platform to attack God, to send messages of misinformation, half-truths, and lies to their audiences. So what I've been doing is responding to their videos.
So basically, I mean, I like how you pretty much put that psychological framework out there. So you're using the word popular. I wouldn't even say that's the correct term I'm looking for, but fuck it, basically. So basically, you're reviewing popular YouTubers that have nothing, that promote absolutely nothing to do with your religion. They focus on anything but your religion. Therefore, you're gonna subjectively review them and deem them to be satanic, therefore evil, therefore bad. Therefore, you shouldn't watch them. You should focus on what your bullshit. I don't know. Let's watch.
I've responded to many people, including Onision, Mr. Epsilon, Jacqueline Glenn, The Amazing Atheist, and on and on. Vegan Game.
Huh. Pretty much damn near all those people think you're fucking crazy and your bullshit is without merit. Why am I not surprised?
PewDiePie. And up to bat today is, once again, Rhett and Link. So I actually didn't see this video when it had originally come out, the future of superhuman technology, but I absolutely needed to go ahead and respond to it. What they are doing, Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning, is being used to promote the Illuminati's coming transhuman awakening, where mankind will be deceived into thinking that we can become eternal gods through the merging of technology. Ray Kurzweil, an executive at Google, who is a transhumanist himself, is talking about a coming singularity, that by 2045, man will have to face a very important crossroad. Do we merge with technology and become immortal? Deceived human beings who are apart from God will be led astray by this final end-time deception. This is satanic. Jesus Christ himself.
Okay. Now, first off, he's not the guy who invented the idea, just so you know. It's interesting that you note that. It's actually, I think you might mention it, but who gives a fuck? Yeah, that's Ray Kurzweil's idea, the technological singularity, to where, yeah, just like what the Vigilant Christian said, just absent of the whole eternal thing. It's just that man will be able to merge with machines on a deeper level. It will be pretty fucking amazing, I guess. It's a prediction. The thing is, it's pretty much already done today. I mean, you got people. One second. All right, I'm back. Well, I was saying, okay, yeah. The thing is with the whole Ray Kurzweil technological singularity thing, we're pretty much like in that direction in the sense that we have people that have artificial limbs and stuff like that. Let's see, like artificial hearts and stuff like that, keeping the body alive and everything, extending it. I mean, that doesn't mean it's open to the public necessarily. I mean, unless you got like tens of thousands of dollars, you know, it's not exactly something you could pick up at the Walmart. So, and even then, that doesn't mean you're gonna live forever. As long as that technology is operating fully. I mean, let's just take it to its logical result. Let's just assume everything's true and it's all on board, right? As long as that machine is working properly, you might have a longer lifespan, but that doesn't mean you're immortal. If that fucking machine isn't if it's not tended to on a certain basis, if the machine goes out, that consciousness is pretty much fucked because it's all material. I mean, that's really what it amounts to. But more of this lunatics ranting and assertions.
Is the only way that man can have everlasting life. This is the Antichrist's false eternal salvation. So please do not be deceived. I don't even believe Rhett and Link have a clue what they are doing. The Bible is clear that Satan deceives those. He puts them under a spell, essentially, and they have no idea. It is themselves who are under his mind control. The Bible says he has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. And it is obvious that he has blinded the minds of Rhett and Link from good.
Okay, so basically because they're transhumanists and because they're basically just speaking their minds out about this particular topic, they're evil and worthy of death and eternal hellfire, according to you. I mean, it's just insanity, and just you listen to the cognitive dissonance in his fucking voice. They're brainwashed, but this guy who fucking literally mind on drugs without any fucking rehabilitation of any kind, but who cries on like random instances because of the most minute fucking things. But he's normal, and they're fucked for actually advocating something slightly true. I'm pretty sure they've offered fucking caveats to this whole life extending technology thing too, but whatever. Let's just hear more of this crap.
Mythical Morning, who are, I hope, unconsciously promoting transhumanism. I hope this is not intentional. But anyways, let's go ahead today and talk about this. This is very, very dangerous.
How could it be non-intentional if they're making videos about the thing? I mean, that makes no fucking sense. What the hell are you even talking about?
Stuff to be promoting in the YouTube community, externalizing the agendas coming up where man will try and become a superhuman cyborg god. Just nuts. Yeah, the Twilight Zone. Here we go. We're actually there.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue what that is. I'm pretty sure there's no such thing as a cyborg god, you fucking jackass. Okay? The damn thing's still gonna be imperfect. It's not gonna be able to violate any laws of physics or any shit like that. And even then, it's gonna take a long while for us to even get to that sort of progress. And we're in its infancy. So you whining and pissing and moaning that because it's gonna be a big thing in the future, that basically puts belief in your religion at risk. That's not a serious thing. You're just whining and pissing and moaning in the wind. Get fucked. All right. Enough of you. Anyway, let's see what else. Okay, we got oh, Alex Jones. Brat, left and radical Islamists are allies. Wow. That's interesting.
And on every used to be on the whole bandwagon, just obsessing on Islam all day, but now they've opened us up to it. They're bringing in the most radical elements. The Evening Standard's reporting the new Muslim mayor came out. I'm sure you already know this, happened last week. It said no more women in bathing suits or scantily clad in billboards in London, on buses or government property. He goes, we're going to start bringing in Sharia law, basically. And now he said we're going to take back control of London and ignore it and bring in more foreigners and basically make a breakaway state. He's actually saying this. I mean, this is seditious. And I see the left truly allied with Islam, with Orthodox, which is aggressive jihad Islam. And I used to hear this 5-10 years ago from conservatives, and I'd go, you guys are being overboard. Look, I know there's terrorists and stuff, but our elites aren't going to ally with this. I'm sorry, Obama and others have allied with it. Am I wrong, Congressman? What's going on here?
No, you nailed it, but there's some severe splits and contradictions coming up on the left. You just identified one of the huge ones, and that's what I try to outline in the book, right? I go through the Western synthesis of basically reason coming out of the Greeks, lining up with a Judeo-Christian tradition. And ISIS across the way doesn't know of this tradition in any way, shape, or form. And so our guys, Madison and Jefferson, were utopian in some sense. They were conservatives and knew that human nature is fallen, but they thought they could design a system that would separate power such that we could have religious toleration. What they could never envision a day where a certain religion would be intolerant, period.
Yeah, they thought free.
Yeah, that's a bunch of crap for one. First, let's just deal with what Jones said, which I probably should have gotten to earlier. He falsely claimed that the opposing Sharia law, and that's the left is allied with Islam. I mean, that's ridiculous. Being a hardcore progressive myself, I have no respect for religious laws being imposed on mainstream society. I mean, I'm pretty much all for fucking secular America, and I'm fine. I'm fine with freedom of religion. I'm also down with freedom from religion, and especially dealing with Islamic fundamentalism. We need to deal with that both foreign and domestic, with regard to protecting the national security of our country. But yeah, and also to carry on with what that guy said, that Dave Bright guy. The guy that's talking about separation of church and state. The founding fathers, for the most part, were secularists who advocated for a secular God for free people coming to this country. The separation of church and state in the First Amendment is guaranteing that. Not First Amendment. That and the Establishment Clause as well. But yeah, to say that's trying to let's see, what was the second thing? Yeah, Islamists didn't have any understanding of a secular state. They actually did. The problem is that they're more authoritarian over there, and that's why it seems to get problematic with maintaining the religious fundamentalists with the secular autocrats. But that's something different. But to say that the left and Islamists, radical Islamists, are allies, I mean, that's just ridiculous. What more of this crap?
It would be so popular, nothing could compete with it. But when it meets psycho cavemen who don't even understand it, what do we do then?
Yeah, well, and that's right. But the guys back.
Psycho caveman, you're being racist. No, I mean, I wouldn't even say that little issue was racist. I wouldn't even go SJW like that. I would just say that it's projection. I mean, yeah, they're paranoid whack jobs who will fucking become violent on instance. Well, look in the fucking mirror, Alex. All right. Let's see what other faggot kind of land based on here. I want to play that Amos Yee guy. I fucking love that kid.
Alhamdulillah, motherfuckers. It is I, Amos, with another episode of Amos fucking E. This, bred from Muhammad's God-given anus, scavenged from the Holy Land, Lord of the Andals, first of his name, I say
I want to, no. I'm gonna keep it going. Then I'm gonna do something.
Stone the defiers and rape women in the ass. Snorting toenails, flying monkey socks. Well, ser el hombre de la sierra. Ay caramba, peranite na nocho. I am fucking stoned. Where the fuck is the police? I love you.
I fucking love this kid. I would shake and buy him a fucking beer. I'm not even joking. Well, not really. I'd probably just get stoned with him. But anyway, I love this fucking kid. And more to the point, this poor, awesome fucking young dude. What he's dealing with his country in Singapore are a bunch of. They're sort of like the Christian Taliban out here, except they're more with not just protecting Christianity but Islam, and really they're fucking oppressing him, throwing him in jail and shit just because he's fucking just telling the truth about these crazy ass religions and dogmas and shit. So support him, do whatever you can, watch his videos. He's awesome. He doesn't deserve the crap he's getting. He should come to secular America or Canada, somewhere where his views can be respected without him getting thrown in jail every other week. Someone CNN, he was cool too. What's up, Reno?
Hey there, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I mean, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Okay, I think she's gonna refresh. Yeah, but anyway,
Can you hear me now?
okay, Rena, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Do you have a mic?
I'm gonna try again. Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna give you like a minute to get your technical issues together if there are any or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, Amos Yee, he's pretty much an advocate and victim of free speech. He's dealing with his bullshit government in Singapore stifling it. So yeah, just give him some support, because he's a good kid, he's just speaking his mind. And if people are that butthurt by the stuff he says, either they should work on some arguments to better substantiate their views or just chill the fuck out. Either way. That's just me. Anyway, moving on.
Hey, Wolf, can you hear me now?
I don't even know how the fuck I'm doing this. I'm gonna regret doing this, but okay. G-Men bitching about evolution.
If evolution is so true, why do atheists gotta lie to defend it? It's Acquire Ministries.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the bottom of the barrel. Okay, let's
You guys are talking about this is my argument. I disagree with macroevolution. That's the idea that a kind of an animal is going to become a different kind of animal over a long period of time. Please tell me that's not evolution. Because when you do that, I'm going to school you in a minute.
Okay, so macroevolution, that typical bullshit.
Can you hear me, Wolf?
If you accept small micro changes over a period of time that can occur, that there's literally nothing stopping it from building up. I mean, that's sort of, I've heard creationists say speciation could occur, but that's not evolution, even though speciation is literally how species evolve. Just a matter of enough genetic changes building up over time. Not hard at all. Okay.
Hey, Wolf, can you hear me?
You got your mic working?
Can you hear me?
I have no idea what. Okay. Anyway, back to the bullshit.
Let me ask you a question. Can you find anywhere in any biological definition it talks about one kind of an animal becoming another kind as far as macroevolution?
Oh, yes, it does. Yes, yeah, sure it does.
Sure, find the definition.
It happens through mutations, through environment, through common descent, according to you guys, and a whole bunch of other things. Now, just because I'm not boring people to tears, and starting from the very beginning and then working my way up to now, I mean, I'm assuming you guys know what the heck the topic is.
Well,
I'm sorry. I missed that. What was that?
Can you hear me?
Working my way up to now, because I'm not boring and a whole bunch of other things. Now, just through common descent, according to you guys, and a whole bunch of other things. Now, just because I'm not boring people to tears, and starting from the very beginning and then working my way up to now, I mean, I'm assuming you guys know what the heck the topic is.
Well,
Transgender Discovery Institute.
A prominent neo-Darwinist back in the 1930s, he wrote that microevolution is that which we see happening in existing species. Macroevolution are the large-scale events that we see in the history of life, the origin of the phylum, the origin of new species. And he admitted at the time, I believe it was 1937, that we have no...
See, here's the thing. We've actually done speciation experiments in the lab, like with fruit flies, with with artificial selection, with species that farmers and other breeders were producing. We understand that could occur. I mean, that's not some big mystery. I mean, friggin' check out that E. coli experiment by Richard Lenski. He allowed new adaptations to occur merely by just allowing the adaptation to occur in the environment. Not hard at all to figure out. All right, moving on.
Hey, Wolf, can you hear me now?
Okay, Tommy Sotomayor, Independence Day is not for blacks, so stop appropriating white holidays. Oh my God, so fucking stupid. Secular America. Fuck yeah.
July. I'm Tommy Sotomayor. I'm chilling in Atlanta, Georgia. Looking for some barbecue. Want to go and get me some. Why? Because I love America. Every time I think about America, I'm like, America, America, fuck yeah. Coming on in and say the motherfucking day, yeah. That's how I feel about America. That's what the 4th of July is about. Independence. It's when America fought for its freedom from oppression, tyranny of a nation.
Damn. He's even got a harder boner for secular America than I do. It's crazy. Is there any point besides you having a boner for America, Tommy?
Miles away. Well, you know what else happened? You don't know what happened? Well, I'll tell you. You black folks still were slaves right after that. So when you are celebrating independence, when you are eating your barbecue, hog maws and chitlins, when you are doing this, remember black folks, you were still slaves. That's right. That's right, buddy. You were still slaves. That's Peter Griffin. Now, a lot of you pro-black.
When the fuck did Peter Griffin say you're still slaves? I don't even know what the like from Family Guy. And I don't know what you're talking about.
Right now, you know what y'all doing? A lot of y'all pro-blacks are eating them hog maws and chilling yourself. Let me see if it'll show up. Let me see.
Also, here's another fucking thing. So what the fuck are you saying exactly? Are you saying no black person can be proud of America's independence except you? Like what the fuck? You just said you were proud to be American and all that shit. I mean, so am I in some regard, but like what the fuck are you talking about? Like black people have fought for this country since its dawning. So why shouldn't they be proud? I mean, we came a long way. The fuck are you talking about, you ignorant fuck?
Is that? Alrighty then. A lot of you pro-blacks are partaking in the 4th of July. Now, if you really were pro-black, the one thing you would do is boycott the 4th of July. Why? Because American whites were independent, not American Negroes. That 4th of July didn't mean nothing for your black ass. It just meant more years of oppression. But the pro-blacks won't be honest. Why? Because they like pork. Because they like celebration. Because they like reasons to barbecue and not go to...
We're still fucking citizens. I mean, you sound like a jackass. Like, I mean, it's one thing to be it's one thing to be for black rights and all that stuff. I mean, sure. I mean, honestly, I transcend that and focus on like human rights as a humanist myself. That don't mean you have to forsake your citizenship of being who you are. I mean, we were born here. We fought for the country. You know, we contributing citizens. So to act like black people shouldn't be proud to celebrate Independence Day, I mean, that's kind of fucking retarded. Okay, even going back to what our earliest of ancestors had to do in this country as slaves, still helped build and influence the country as it stands today. So I don't get what your fucking ridiculous fucking zip coon ass is even talking about.
Work, and they like reasons to try to holler at chicks at the barbecue. The pro-black chicks love wearing the skimpiest outfits at the barbecue. But none of you pro-blacks will stand up today and say, we're not going to stand up to love wearing the skimpiest at the barbecue. But none of you pro-blacks will stand up.
So what, you mad that the pro-black chicks ain't checking your ass? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not exactly some Valentino motherfucker myself, but you know, I get some, probably not. I'm on the side depending on the day, but I don't take that and say, you know, fuck all black people on Independence Day. I mean, that's kind of retarded.
Up today and say we're not going to celebrate the 4th of July because we were not free on the 4th of July. That does not celebrate the black independence at all. As a matter of fact, the blacks became more dependent upon the whites, who then sought to build America. From sea to shining sea. And for those who don't know what that was called Manifest Destiny. That's right. White people said, one day they looked and they said, we gonna own all this. And guess what they did? They owned all that.
I mean, dude, for all your talking shit about the black community, I mean, you sort of suck up more to Whitey than any black person I've ever seen on YouTube. I mean, probably a little more than G-Man, as a matter of fact. You sort of paint like white people as the most charitable, the most kind people. You took anecdotal evidence from your own life with your wallet almost always being found by white people and almost all your stuff being stolen by black people, and you try to use that as a way to generalize everyone, even though if you're talking about living amongst the most poor communities, in your case, they were urban, the fucking black ghettos and shit like that. And whenever you were in some vast rich, I mean the potential personal white roles. I mean, you literally generalize your fucking day-to-day life as some be-all end-all understanding of how people work and act, and because of that, you get these fucking bullshit-ass generalizations which make you look like an asshole. But that being said, I'm done looking at your dumb ass.
Hey, Wolf, can you hear me?
Okay. Let's see what the asshole consultant has to say. All right. What's this guy about? What is atheist cult? Huh, his name's Aaron Clary. Asshole consultant.
Such an asshole!
Hello, Lieutenant to the comments, the old captain here. I wore my small brim fedora. Actually, it's not my small brim fedora. It's my buddy's, because I have real fedoras like Humphrey Bogart, the non-pussy type of fedora. But I wore it in honor. We're going to talk about atheist cult. Not atheism, atheist cult. There's a difference. And the reason I wanted to bring this up very quickly, wanted to do it originally, get my ass kicked by asshole consulting. But you will run into this. A couple people say, what is atheist cult? And you will run into it, especially with these millennial kids. And so I decided we're going to describe it because there's some additional insight you can get into religion and the human psyche. All right. First, atheist cult and atheism.
I already see a problem with this, but let's just see what this jackass has to say.
You don't believe in God, okay? And the general gist of that would be, okay, there's nothing really to say. You don't believe in God. But what I find really amazing, is really interesting, is how you can have books and internet communities and all this stuff. And even though I like them, Penn Jillette has named a band called the No God Allowed Band.
I know, right? How yeah, we're atheists. How dare we talk about atheism sometimes? How dare we do that shit? You know, that freedom of speech, man, it's just a bunch of bullshit. I know.
That's for Christians.
I know. It's all butthurt and doesn't it? That's what humans are going to do. If they have an interest in something, they are going to talk about it and express it, especially when the majority of people in society are religious and a good number of them want to see their particular view of the world, not just influencing the government, but permeate in society based on that one thing. Yeah.
Hey, Wolf, can you hear me?
It kind of looked at me as like it's the element of she doth protest too much, where it's like, okay, you're an atheist. Wouldn't you just like shut up and sleep in on Sundays? You know, and I'm agnostic, and I hate, if I had to choose between atheists and religious people, I would choose atheists. But here's the problem is,
yeah, like I said, usually more often than not, you'll find atheists or secular people fighting the bullshit of pseudoscience, fighting against the bullshit of theocracy. That's actually impacts society as we see it in the 21st century. So if you see secularism on the rise with the rise of science and reason and all that stuff, and how religion is declining as an authority, that's just a matter of sociology and statistics. I mean, you could figure this all out, but then again, you're an asshole. So I guess I shouldn't be surprised that you don't know much about what the fuck's going on in reality.
Hey, Wolf, can you hear me now?
they're not atheists. They're not non-religious, because for some of them, not all, you know, real atheists, you know, I don't believe in God, and that's all that really needs.
No true Scotsman fallacy. Brilliant. Fuck. How is it that you not get enough clients? It's not the fact that you have no real credentials, the fact that you're a fucking idiot online. No, man. It's got to be something else. Got to be some mystery variable, though. How is it that you, as a consultant, don't get enough customers? I'm surprised. It's a fucking mystery.
He said because it's a
a non-belief. There's nothing really to explain. I don't believe in God. All right. But for a large part, I'd almost say especially the younger you get, I'd almost say the same percentage of the fake pussy poser virgin towers, the TFLers and the involuntary cells and all those other guys of the MGTOW.
Like what? Could you talk fucking normal, dude? There has to be a fucking law. I gotta be honest with you. There has got to be a law against dudes or people in general who try to talk like younger people, and they just more or less just talking some fucking. They talking in some alien language, just to the point that I don't even fucking get it. What the fuck are you even talking about? I mean, well, whatever.
Hey, Wolf, can you hear me?
I'd say almost damn near half, but at least the internet community of atheists, well, probably even more now you think about it, by the fact that they are online and they somehow define themselves beyond just, I'm atheist. Kind of like, I got brown eyes. I don't go there, I got brown eyes. God damn it, I belong to a brown eye forum on the internet.
What? False fucking analogy mixed with some bullshit fucking statistic that you just pulled out of your ass. I literally don't even know what the fuck you're on about at this point. I'm gonna give you your ass 30 more seconds to make sense. Otherwise, you're fucked. You're out of here.
I did a brown eye YouTube thing. browneye.com and donate at my Patreon. They don't do that, but
you are a brown eye. I'll say that you are a fucking brown eye. Freudian slip right there.
By the fact you're online, it increases the chances you are a religious atheist, or what we call atheist cult, because it becomes a cult. And here's the irony, and I would even say hypocrisy of atheist cult, or atheist cult. And that is, you do have a religion. You didn't simply just give up religion and say, I truly don't believe in anything, and now I have to work my brain around trying to figure out, well, why am I here? What is the point and purpose in life? Maybe we are just specks on a dust on a bit of dust floating around, more dust. They just can't do that. They got to go and they got to substitute it with some false religion.
Okay, false religion. I don't even know what the fuck he's on about. Okay, he's done. Yeah, Aaron. How dare people with similar opinions get together, critique their ideas, and make videos about the said subject? That's the case right now in the 21st century, because back in the Dark Ages, where religion ruled the entire world, anyone who spoke out and was skeptical about religion was either imprisoned or killed the fuck off. So it's not really all that surprising that atheists and secular people and free thinkers in the 21st century society are more than likely to form groups and stuff to where not just their ideas are represented, but their rights are argued for as well. Not really all that fucking surprising.
Can you hear me, Wolf?
The more humans learn, the more we can progress. You try doing that. You try actually applying your reasoning skills to something practical other than this shit, and maybe you'll go just a bit of an inch farther. But that's just a guess. I what the hell do I know?
Hey, Wolf.
I'm a millennial. An apprentice in a work program. Anyway, moving on. Okay. All right, let's check out. Obama is destroying the damn military with transgender insanity. Okay.
I would love to introduce you to America's anchorman, E.T. Williams, aka the Doctor of Common Sense. This doctor was voted most likely to offend you. So if you are the type that is easily offended, please turn the channel right now. But if you love in-your-face, hard-hitting news, stay tuned for my Dr. E.T. Williams.
Hello and welcome to Common Sense TV. I'm your host, the international anchor man of Common Sense. Stop by and get yourself a shirt. We got about 3 days left on this particular campaign. You still have time to get yourself a shirt, a hoodie.
Yeah, I don't want that shit.
But now they're running into some more problems. They're talking about now having some type of multi-showers. I thought either they were male or female. They didn't want to be discriminated against to use the women's restroom. So why are you saying you need a private shower now? Because you know damn well this is not normal. But not only do they have to worry about spending now millions of dollars upgrading to these new showers, new toilets, curtains, and millions of dollars on God knows what, not including the damn surgery. Because to make no mistake about it, you're the taxpayer. As I said on the other video, on the other station, you will be paying for the sex change. Now, another problem that they're running into that nobody seems to want to talk about. Think about this. They're running.
Okay, so it sounds like you're. I mean, I don't even know like what this is about. Like so apparently there are transgender people, I guess, joining the military, and that they're demanding some specific thing with the showers done, and that bothers you some way, and therefore it's destroying the military. I don't get it.
Hey, can you hear me now?
I don't get it. I mean, I don't see how that's destroying the military. I mean, even if what you're saying is true, I doubt that destroys or make anything problematic in the military. Still the largest budget in the world being spent. So
another problem. It says it normally takes about 18 months to maybe even sometimes up to 2 years, or sometimes some people say 180 days to see if they're mentally stable enough to be able to serve. They're deciding they want to chop the ding-a-ling off. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need to evaluate this for those 60 days. I don't have to evaluate it for 120 days. I don't have to evaluate it for a year. If you're planning on chopping your ding-a-ling off, you're not mentally stable. But there's...
yeah, so basically you're just going to discriminate against these people because they have a dysphoria that you don't understand. I mean, all of this goes on in the head. I mean, if you have this gender dysphoria, you look at your body, you're saying that that's not the right body I want to have, and you're willing to go through the process of transitioning. It's more than just chopping your dick off. I can chop my dick off. That doesn't make me transgender. You got to go through hormones. You got to go through the reassignment. You got to be aware of everything, every variable you got to take into place before you even talk about doing this. Okay, and they do have like proper regimens and plans for this. So there's basically a lot of facts and figures to take into this, and for you to just toss that aside, I mean, it's just ignorance. I mean, you're basically a fancy way of talking. You basically hate what you fear, and you fear what you don't understand, and that's your argument for this, and it's just ridiculous.
Saying that I think it was Ash Carter making this statement, stating that there is a deciding that 18 months was the right, I guess, for them to see how long it takes before you see if they're competent to be able to join the military. I believe they're finalizing the transgender agenda. And they're saying that the Army and the Marine Corps were both in favor of making a potential recruits wait 24 months after a doctor has determined they were stable. 24 months to see if they're stable. If in 24 months they're still talking about chopping that thing off, they're not stable. But look at the repercussions of this crap. Here we are supposed to be fighting a war on terror. Here we are supposed to be the strongest military, doing everything we can to stamp out terrorism, to help our slumping economy.
I'm still waiting for your argument, dude.
Obamacare is destroying us with $20 trillion in debt. And we're talking about this 0.6% of mixed up individuals who want to chop the ding-a-ling off or add a ding-a-ling to their body. And we're wasting our time talking about how we can accommodate them. It's some.
I know, right? How dare they argue for equal rights while they're serving? I don't see your ass fucking going out there fighting terror. You just seem to be bitching and moaning about these particular people demanding equal rights. I mean, we were doing the same damn thing when black folks were going into diners and stuff like that. I mean, was that a waste of time? Should we just have said fuck them and move on and worry about bigger things? No. Okay? So fuck the hell off. All right. Moving on.
Can you hear me, Wolf?
Who else we got?
Can you hear me, Wolf?
Mm-mm. Fuck, let's see. I think I might be. Okay, let's see what Brett Keane dumbass is up to. Okay, who we're working with. Okay, superstar Brett Keane. Sure you are. Okay. Okay, evolution talk with an atheist. Okay.
All right, 10, 9, 8, 7.
Brett Keane killed metal.
You already loaded. Why are you counting down?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies.
Obviously, he's going to pwn somebody.
On TV radio, I'm here with my buddy J-Dubs, and also, what would you like to call yourself?
I am Castelman.
Okay. Do you have a YouTube channel that you want to plug or promote or anything like that?
No, I do not. I am just here.
Okay. What is your views on evolution, both of you? I understand that you're a Noahide Dubs, and you refer to yourself as a what? Casanova?
I am an atheist, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, this is weird because this is like, okay, this is Brett Keane, and he's with J-Dubs. I think they had a recent split off after J-Dubs kept Brett's, let's see, a part of his computer, I think, the keyboard or something like that.
Well, come on.
Okay, but they're having a talk on evolution.
Yeah, and we all know that J-Dubs speaks for every atheist. I mean, because we've all read the doctrine.
Do you believe in it? Do you accept it?
I view it as the most evidenced thing there is, and it's probably the most correct view there is.
What about you, Debs?
You know, everyone and their mother has like a different, version of evolution. You know, it's like one thing, one way. You know, you keep a bucket of scum out of your garage and let the sun hit it, and some radiation will, turn into some ooze, and then maybe you're lucky, maybe your grandmother, the monkey. So you gotta give me your definition, Brett. What's evolution?
So is that the way you described it? It kind of sounds like a perk on Fallout 4. You remember
That's what atheism is, a perk on Fallout 4. There you go.
You remember in Fallout 3 you could actually get a perk?
I mean, I don't know why I posted it for July 4th. I mean, the weird thing is with Brett is that he sort of is recently fluctuating between atheism and theism again. He's trying to make arguments for atheism. He's trying to make arguments for theism. I mean, it's really ridiculous. And for some reason, I guess he just wants people to view him. I guess he's put this evolution
He's in
talk
that-
with J-Dubs, who he obviously split with. He's not cool with anymore. And this atheist guy who is advocating the scientific theory. What do you think, Patrick?
You know, it's like he's going through that journey now. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of
Patrick.
Like, yes.
Patrick.
Yep. What?
Hello. Jeez, what is?
Hello. Hello.
What is up with everyone's mic today? Jesus.
My wife.
So annoying.
In which you had a third arm growing out of your body.
Oh yeah, that was due to mutation and radiation.
So, if either one of you wouldn't mind, can you explain how radiation would add the information to create another arm or hand, or would it simply be duplicating the information it already is?
Well, the radiation might activate a gene in your body that was previously deactivated and might help spur the growth.
Can you hear me now?
Do you think it's possible that we actually have something in our genetics where we've got
Well,
a third arm just waiting to be woke up?
We have a lot of things in our genetic code that could be just waiting to be woken up by something, be it environmental factors or not social needs, but environmental needs.
Yeah, it's epigenetics, and they're probably just gonna straw man some stupid shit. But anyway,
can you hear me now?
I think it's just weird to see.
Can you hear me now?
By the way, Patrick, can you talk now?
I'm trying to.
Patrick.
What?
Why I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I guess it's probably me. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't. Hey Frank, you try saying something?
What? Can you hear me?
Fuck. All right, 1 second.
You can't hear me? Oh.
Shit.
Switch your mic. I can't hear.
Can you hear me, Frank?
I can hear. What?
Can you hear me, Frank?
Yes.
Okay. It's got to be him because he was saying that I didn't know that they couldn't hear me. I thought first he was just fucking ignoring me because he was doing something, and you know, it was kind of like, yeah, I'll be back in it, but we'll get to you in a minute, you know, and stuff. But yeah, then I noticed that there were a couple other people in the room that weren't hearing him, and he's like, "Why is everybody's mic fucked up?" And I'm like, "Dude, I refreshed twice. You know, mine works fine." Can you hear?
Yeah, now I can hear you guys.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Connection or something. Who knows?
You were blaming everybody else, man. God, what kind of person are you?
Yeah, it's so terrible. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Hey, I didn't know. I only came in the hangout like one time. It was weird.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching this for a little bit just to see what was going on because, you know, sometimes you jump into a hangout and you're like, well, this sucks. Why am I in here, you know? But it was live, so I was watching it. And I jump in, and I didn't know you couldn't hear me, right? So I'm, like, responding a little bit. And I thought it was like, oh, Lobster's going to fucking say something funny. We'll ignore him for a minute, and then we'll give him, well, you know, like that. So and all of a sudden you're like, you know, Patrick, can you? And I'm like, yeah, I can hear you. And, you know.
I mean, I don't know, like, fucking technology fucks up. Anyway, what's up, Frank?
Yo.
All right, so we're watching Brett Keane just for a minute, so bear with me.
You know, I was going to tell you, you know, I think that's a good choice because as we all know that J-Dubs pretty much speaks for, you know, all atheists because we've all read the Atheist Manifesto Doctrine that, you know, we keep hidden from all those Christians. So, you know, I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, he's pretty much a ghost now. Who fucking knows?
Yeah. Like, atheists always say this.
Guys, because if she wakes up one morning and sees me hanging in the corner of the ceiling with a spider web and shit,
Brett King triggers me.
I fucking lose
It's not that simple. It doesn't happen a single generation.
I mean, I kind of feel bad for this guy because he's being trolled by two jackasses. I mean, both of them don't reject evolution. Both of them don't know what it is and accept it. They're just doing that for that Ken Ham money. I mean, that's the only reason why they're snickering like that. It's that, I mean, they're just too fucking lazy to actually get out their ass and work.
It happens a long time over various generations.
That'd be Brett Jr. might be the spy of Brett.
how many generations would I have to go through to look like a human spider?
That's just it. Evolution doesn't have any goals. It doesn't. There is no X, Y. Use this to get to X or Y.
So there's no rhyme or reason for
you will adapt and respond to your environmental pressures.
Do you believe that you evolved from a fish?
You know, that's pretty much where I start just saying "fuck you" and start making fun of them. You know.
I mean, it's not like that's a. It's not like that's.
That's also why I don't get invited to some hangouts sometimes, and some people don't like me. But you know.
I mean, I wouldn't even trip. I mean, he's obviously trolling. I mean, it's not like that's a foreign phenomenon. You got fish that walk on land and waddle on land. I mean, they're you know. So for all his smart, so for all his like dumbass questions, I mean, it's actually pretty common knowledge.
Well, yeah, but for as smart as Brett Keen's supposed to be, you know, he asks those fucking second grade the retarded questions that people make.
Hold on. I gotta stop you right there. You haven't read his novels, okay? He's not that smart to begin with.
No, I'm not giving him credit for being smart. If I said that, oh, please strike me dead. But if I gave even that, you know, but what I meant by, you know, smart was, you know, he was the big atheist for a while, and he had this, you know, thing that he, you know, supposedly was and all this shit, you know, but he asks the dumbest, you know, do you believe in evolution? What do you mean believe? You know, when somebody asks a question like that, or you know, is atheism true and correct? You know, or I don't know. Shut the fuck up, man. You know, really.
I mean,
sorry.
I mean, it's like I said. So he's making. Let me get a video for you to help.
God damn it, man! Fucking people like him just trigger the shit out of me, man. Stop oppressing me.
Hey, Frank, you ever heard of Brett Keen?
The name sounds familiar.
Oh God.
Is he like?
He's like the he was a big time atheist for about a year, like several years back when YouTube was young, and now he did some duplicitous shit that got him kicked off of YouTube. But he comes back every now and then. He's a theist, a God believer, if you will, and
God TV radio.
Yeah. And now he's making arguments for atheism. He sort of fluctuates from time to time.
Well, he's in that journey thing, you know, of his life journey, because his fucking health is so frail now. And
dude, he can't even leave the bed. Like he literally just.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, we got another video by him, Atheist Prime Mover by Brett Keen. Okay, skip that shit.
Brett Keen killed metal.
Support my work on Patreon.
Can you screen share or?
Gentlemen, my name is Brett Keen from God TV Radio. Make sure you check out my website, godtvradio.com. Today we're going to talk about atheism and the prime mover. Some atheists, whenever they're talking to religious people, they're under the impression that prime mover is a religious statement or word or concept. And the first part of the definition actually is a person or establishment that is chiefly responsible for the creation or execution of a plan or project.
Stop there.
Part of the prime mover is where
that he's wrong. Prime mover comes from that's just not what a prime mover is. Prime mover is literally just a first mover. It comes from what is the philosophy name? Well, it comes from Aristotle, but Timur Aquinas and the Scholastics expanded upon it. Prime mover is just first. It's just the first cause looked at from another direction. It doesn't have to be a person, definitionally speaking. The arguments for it actually infer that it is a person, but it doesn't have to be a person of necessity. So he's wrong there.
Yeah. I mean, Brett is not very philosophically sound.
I don't know. Like, are we supposed to be commenting like this? Do you want me to comment like this, or do you want me to just listen?
I mean, both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, should I like again?
We can just freeball it, man.
Source of motive power. The atheists have their own prime mover, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, son, it's a manatee.
Because they're going to claim that whatever created the universe or whatever got the universe rolling was, in fact, a natural explanation for them.
Look how many ads he has on his fucking channel. Look how many ads he has just everywhere.
He's not wrong with what he just said, though. Unless you believe in like a violation of the principle of the principle of sufficient reason. So unless you believe they're brute facts, and then there are some atheists who do. So, but unless you believe that the principles, so long as you believe the principle of sufficient reason is true, he's right. You're going to believe that there is a prime mover. It's just that you're not going to believe it's a person. So, yeah.
Well, you have to also remember that Brett Keane is retarded.
But that prime mover lacks personhood. I mean, can you call it a mover?
Yeah, it's a mover in the sense that it moves things. Like my arm is moved from, but like so there's a series of motions, right? But each thing, according to the theory of active potency as portrayed by the scholastic philosophers,
I think you might be giving him just a bit too much credit. He probably just pulled it out of his ass, but
maybe, yeah. I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
I don't know how much commentary you want because people are going to watch this, right? So,
I mean, sure.
Whatever. I'll shut up. Sorry.
No, I mean, well, I'm not saying don't argue like that, like devil's advocate, but I like this guy is fucking lazy. Don't expect much.
I'm not devil's advocating. I'm just expounding upon what he said. Like I can assume, like as I said, I already said that he was wrong about the definition.
Sure.
But I'm just like saying there's a part where he's right here, and it's that.
All right, sure, yeah, fair enough.
Sorry, I'll shut up.
This is what they're going to tell you is the truth. There has to be a naturalistic explanation for everything. The problem that the atheist finds himself in is that the universe itself, as we know it, doesn't have a naturalistic explanation. It doesn't have a natural prime mover. That's the reason why a lot of people out there argue that the universe has supernatural origin. I'm going to explain this real quick, and I've talked about this in the past, but
yeah, that's a argument from ignorance.
God, I want to fucking punch him in the gunt, man. I swear. God, jeez, I hate him.
No, I want pour chicken grease all over him because he has an allergy with that.
That would be fucking funny. Yeah, I still think it was funny. It just, people were getting on TJ, for being slow on paying him to eat that fucking Big Mac. I wouldn't have paid him shit. I said, dude, you're so fucking desperate, man. You took your fucking teeth out and gummed a fucking Big Mac. Sorry.
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
He has no fucking shame about himself whatsoever. He'll make himself look like a horse's ass just to get paid.
I'd be like, I don't care if you call me a whatever you want to call me. Fuck you, man. Look what you fucking did to lower yourself that much so you could get $1. You know, fuck you. You know, but yeah, I thought that was just. I was like, oh my god, I hope he doesn't pay him, and fuck, he did because.
No, I don't know. Whatever. He probably did, but whatever.
The universe, when the universe came into existence, nature and time and everything that we know of came into existence through that. Outside of the universe, nature and time did not exist. That's the reason why people argue a supernatural source. Because
what does that even mean?
Outside of the universe was not a part of the nature of the universe and was not a part of time and space. Whatever is outside of the universe would have to be something definitely that is different than what we associate with the universe and its attributes. Whatever existed outside of the universe, whatever the cause, whatever the prime mover, would not be affected by the laws of nature as we know it. Like, for instance, something that...
yeah, that's not necessarily true. I mean, with the first law of thermodynamics, energy can't be created or destroyed. It can only change from one form to the next. So whatever the hell the universe was, whatever form it was in prior to that t equals 0, that instance of a singularity, we're just not aware of that. Now, there are people that are working on that, whether or not it's some quantum entanglement or multiverse or some of that nature or whatever. It's still unknown, but to say that it's definitely something that's beyond understanding, beyond the.
Well, it would follow a different set of physical laws.
Hold on. To assume some deity or something like that. That's just a God of the gaps hypothesis, essentially. Go ahead.
Follow broader physical laws. It wouldn't necessarily follow all of the physical laws. It would follow because it would be a different universe. Whatever. I'm shutting up.
It also shows that Brett Keane knows how to put 25 words together before he takes a breath.
Yeah. And all of them don't involve mac and cheese or Big Mac or buffalo wings or any shit like that. Well, probably until after the video goes off.
Exist outside of our laws of space is not going to suffer from entropy. It's not going to deteriorate. It's not going to die. And it's not going to have some kind of time period to it. Something that exists outside of the universe is outside of time, so whatever that mechanism is, it would have to be eternal. It is not affected, it doesn't have a birth, and it will not have a death. Unless somehow it combined itself with the universe as we know it, then it could possibly be interacting with...
Yeah, you're just adding more of this bullshit on as you go along.
Well, if he means by eternal just non-temporal, then... Again, assuming that it's... I mean, if you're in, like, the multiverse, technically the multiverse is...
Dude, you're giving him too much credit.
Yeah, you really are.
I'm sorry. I really am.
Okay, maybe that's...
Yeah, you're...
don't get me wrong. I mean, you have a plethora of ideas to actually extrapolate from. This guy, he doesn't think that deeply. He just says some bullshit that... Here's the thing. He takes classical arguments, he puts his own Brett Keane spin on it, and it becomes instant gibberish. Trust me. So
he gets a poem or a fucking song and takes the fucking author's name off of it, changes a couple of words, and calls it his own.
Yeah, he's actually did that shit.
I know. I remember all that shit. You know, he's I mean, if you just listen to him talk, you know, well, if it isn't this, it has to be this. Well, what is this? You know, or we don't know what's out there beyond this universe or whatever like that, but whatever the next, you know, it has to be something different. Therefore, there has to be intelligent, you know. No, it just... I don't know, whatever you call it. I just call it Brett Keane just proving every time just how fucking retarded he is. You know?
I don't know enough about him to judge one way or the other. So
I've been following the Mr. Keane thing for quite some time, and have actually made some videos about him a few years back.
I'm saying I'll grant what you say. I'm just like,
let's say that you're fortunate that you don't know. You're fortunate that you don't know, because this guy is a duplicitous shit. But anyway, moving on. Okay, let's. Okay, let's. The color of their skin. Albinos and how they're treated in Africa. Let me just put it in the sunshine.
Well, at least they're not gingers. You know what I'm saying? At least they're not gingers.
Okay, superstition is fueling a grisly trade in human body parts. Tanzania shows how it can be curbed. Great, ain't this some shit?
Hey, you looking for something to go look at?
No. Just it froze on me. Either y'all mind reading this for me?
With this window that I'm using right now, I don't get the whole thing. I get this long window that opens up that doesn't really show me much of nothing but the very top of the page.
Hey Frank, you mind reading this?
Wait.
Frank?
Come on, Frankie. Let me see how this comes up. Hold on a minute.
What is going on here?
Yeah. You mind reading the story I put in the side chat?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah, it was okay. What? Okay, it was loaded and now it stopped loading, Matt. Oh, because of freaking cookie. Lovely. Okay, stop. Close. Go away. I don't want you.
Yeah, it won't let me open the window thing. It's, you know. Maybe forbidden thinker. He's in the chat room.
Hopefully I can. Let me see if I can scroll so it doesn't like freeze. Come on. Oh no! There, did it again. Never mind. It doesn't want to. The fates are preventing.
Yeah, every time I go to it, it's like recover web page or then it won't let me scroll and.
You know what? Fuck it then. Fuck that story. Okay, we're gonna do something else.
Hello, Forbid.
Oh, hey, can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Nice.
I can hear you. This time you just better not talk so much, young man.
Okay. Here's another story that we could talk about. Donald Trump's Star of David tweet about Hillary Clinton posted weeks earlier on racist feed.
They're pretty much showing that that's all about nothing, really, that it was an honest mistake, that it's also was the same kind of star that a lot of police departments and sheriff's department use. I was just watching about this morning, so yeah, it's pretty much, you know, and when they realized what it could be, you know, I don't think it was construed as a thing, you know, a Jewish thing. I don't think that was the intent.
I mean, I don't know. I just looked at it.
Yeah, that's what I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh, fuck, man, it's a red star, first of all. The Star of David, you know, I don't know, I tend to see more gold or blue or white, you know, or something like that, not just a big red one, you know, that says "Make America Great" or something, whatever the fuck it said, you know. But that, you know, I mean, I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but that was just all about nothing.
Image.
Somebody got offended by it, you know. But it, you know.
So you're saying it's an SJW?
Either that or the Jewish Defense League. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you put a Star of David in the wrong place, that's just blasphemy.
Yeah.
It says so right in the Torah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read this?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
An image of Hillary Clinton that was widely criticized as anti-Semitic after it was tweeted by Donald Trump, the Republican Party's presumptive nominee for president, appears to have originated 2 weeks ago on a Twitter account devoted to bigoted memes. Trump tweeted the graphic on Saturday attacking Clinton in an image that included what appeared to be a Jewish Star of David layered over $100 bills. The tweet called Clinton the most corrupt candidate ever. Painting Jews as corrupt money grubbers out to secretly control the government has been a well-worn anti-Semitic trope since long before World War II. Trump's tweet set off a firestorm on the social media platform where the term Star of David was soon trending nationally, and it spiked on Google search. On Sunday, it was roundly condemned by Jewish leaders. Trump tweeted Monday morning that the media was distorting the tweet's intent. From Trump, dishonest media is trying their absolute best to depict a star in a tweet as the Star of David rather than a sheriff's star or plain star. End of his quote. But within hours of the tweet Saturday, Trump's account tweeted the image of a second time, but the six-pointed star was replaced with a circle. The original was then deleted without explanation. Trump aide Ed Brookover told NBC News, "We took it down, we corrected it, and that correction, I think, it says enough from the campaign." The genesis of the image was not known until the website mic.com reported Sunday that the six-pointed star meme was originally posted June 15th by a user with the handle @fishbonehead1. The account's owner bio reads, "Comedian, probably offend you if you're a liberal, politically correct, feminist, Democrat, or Piers Morgan." That account has since been shut down, but it was unclear by whom. Various memes on the user's feed include violent imagery and bigoted, offensive visions of Clinton, African Americans, immigrants, and Muslims. NBC News found the original tweet by @fishbonehead1 by dragging the image used in Trump's tweet into Google's image search and restricting the search to the month of June. The only image that the search returned was emblazoned with the @fishbonehead1 on the bottom left. This is not the first time Trump has been forced to disavow or distance himself from anti-Semitic or white supremacist connections. In January, Trump retweeted a photo from an apparent neo-Nazi supporters account, which included anti-Semitic imagery and quotes from Nazi propagandist Joseph Goebbels, one of Adolf Hitler's closest aides. In addition, Trump retweeted from the account @WhiteGenocideTM less than a month later. That tweet has since been deleted. In late February, Trump faced swift backlash after failing to immediately disavow former KKK Grand Meister David Duke during an interview with CNN. Leaders of his own party were publicly appalled. Trump eventually tweeted an official disavowal and blamed a faulty earpiece for his initial response, but anti-Semitic and white nationalist rhetoric has continued to dog the candidate. Trump has been accused of knowingly whipping up racist sentiments among his supporters. He denies it, but declines to explain how anti-Semitic memes keep making their way into his own tweets. For Heidi Bierich of the Southern Poverty Law Center, that's part of the problem. Scrolling down. It's not that easy to find these materials, Bierich told NBC News, noting that her organization, the SPLC's Intelligence Project, spends its time looking for the sources of these kinds of hate mail material. It's just astounding that, time after time, somebody there in the campaign somehow is running across this material, she said. A one-off would be one thing, she said, but it's happening repeatedly now. In a statement to NBC News, Todd Gutnick, communications director of the Anti-Defamation League, said the organization was outraged to see that his campaign is sourcing material like this offensive image from white supremacist websites and online sources. It's long overdue for Mr. Trump to reject the anti-Semites and racists, Gutnick said. The ADL was founded in 1913 to combat anti-Semitism and promote social justice, set up a task force in recent weeks to examine attacks on social media aimed at Jewish journalists. According to the ADL, attacks by white supremacists and other anti-Semites have targeted journalists who have been critical of presidential candidate Donald Trump or his family. That's the end of the article. I mean, it goes on to another article, but whatever.
Frank, that was fabulous. That was just fabulous. Everybody, let's just give Franklin a round of applause right there, right now. Come on, let's put our hands together. Come on, you can do it.
Nice voice. That was a nice voice.
Yeah.
It's the voice of an angel.
You know, people getting offended about a star, fuck,
It's what be wary of what you belittle, right? It's a symbol. It's not the star.
Yeah.
It's what it symbolizes.
I mean, look, first of all, Donald Trump, I'm not defending the guy. I've never liked him. I mean, God, people have such short memories about Donald Trump. But, I'm not defending the guy, but he's not a politician. He's a guy, and being politically correct, he's a guy that for his whole life he's been in businesses, he's been in boardrooms, he's had cocktails, dinner with people that are shady, people that talk differently than him, people that have a totally different lifestyle than him. So his filters, I mean, he's the kind of guy that probably honestly doesn't see a problem with saying, when we're building that hotel over there, we can get the Mexicans in there because it's real cheap. I don't think he's a racist, like, kill the Mexicans, kill the, the black people, like KKK.
I know.
But, it's just how he comes across. He comes across like stupid fucking people do. Because... You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, make America great again. Wow, that's what got so many fucking people going. I mean, duh.
There's a kind of covert, like there's like a really overt racism, what you're talking about. There's a kind of covert type of racism, and it's not, and covert's probably not the best word. It's
a lot
rather than
he's told all the time to tone it down. He's told all the time to tone it down, but people listen to him. He goes to the reaction.
Effective. That's a different point. Whether or not he's effective, I agree. But
yeah,
the point about political correctness, I agree, has to some degree gotten out of control. But the original idea was just to like sort of be wary of what you say. You should not go out of your way to insult people. Now, if you're going to have to say something which inevitably is going to insult a person, do it, because like if you have to make a point. But if your choice of words, like the way you use the words, tells somebody about your character, how much you care to be wary. Just the fact that you're wary of using certain words tells somebody about your character. I already said that.
Well, he's not talking to his constituency voice. Yeah, he's talking to because he's looking to make something happen, so he doesn't care.
He's more concerned about winning the election and stuff than pandering to these minor points. He'll only do so much as is necessary to keep his reputation from being too severely damaged, such that he doesn't win. But beyond that, he has kind of a Machiavellian doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, if he does get elected, right? I mean, there'll probably be more border patrol. I get that, more security, tighter security in a lot of ways. But I seriously don't think, there'll be a wall built, right, like he wants, and B, the Mexicans aren't going to pay for it, right? So.
Yeah, that's definitely just rhetoric. That's.
Yeah. And that's what kind of,
All right, moving on. Okay. California to legalize voting to legalize marijuana.
California did what?
They're having a vote to legalize marijuana.
Again? Yeah, they voted it down last time because there's a lot of bad information put out.
Yep.
I think California will because they need the money, and they've got a really bad problem with in Los Angeles they legalized medical marijuana in California. In a place like Los Angeles, there's a bunch of people that put in for licenses, to grow and sell it and everything. And city council member, they said there was supposed to be so many openings, right, available, and then it was cut down, and then when they did do it, places got raided. It's just been a shit show, because once you bring it in, once medical marijuana came in, eventually the next stop is legalization, because that was the goal to begin with, basically, in a lot of ways. But I think this time it'll pass because they need the money. They do.
It's inside, by the way, the link. Okay, come November, California could become the 5th state to legalize recreational pot. On Tuesday, Secretary of State Alex Padilla had declared that a game-changing marijuana initiative will be on the ballot this fall. Padilla's office received 600,000 signatures to get the Adult Use of Marijuana Act on the ballot. If passed, anyone aged 21 and up can have an ounce of cannabis on their person without being arrested or fined. State residents would also be able to grow 6 plants in their homes and purchase weed from licensed retailers. Recreational use would be permitted except in enclosed public spaces that currently ban tobacco use, such as bars and restaurants. Sean Parker, the former president of Facebook, led a large campaign to get the number of signatures required for the initiative to be added to the ballot. Governor Gavin Newsom is among the list of supporters, as well as the California Democratic Party, California chapter of the NAACP, and the California Medical Association. People in favor of legalization would argue that it would add $1 billion to the state annual revenue and reduce the high arrest of incarceration rates of minorities, thereby also fighting the war on drugs.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, I was trying to tell us the MMA, but his fucking lunkhead ass wouldn't accept it. Freaking fascist. Anyway, meanwhile, opposition groups such as law enforcement agencies and the California Republican Party argue recreational pot will threaten society. Not surprised. The dangers of marijuana are pretty clear in terms of a motorist safety, criminal activity impacts on society. Corey Solizzo, legislative director of the California State Sheriff's Association, told the Associated Press, "We don't believe that decriminalization will upend the black market." Even though we tried the same thing with alcohol and it got so profitable on the black market that people decided, hey, let's legalize it. And now we just make sure that's regulated. 1 second. Talk about some things about this.
When you hear about law enforcement, I like to watch cops. Like a lot of these cop shows and detective shows where they have cameras with the police departments or the DEA or something like that. First of all, I always cry when they find some weed, man. I'm like, oh, jeez. But I watch it a lot of times, and some guy will have like 3 grams, right, in his back seat, right, of pot, right, not coke, not meth, not heroin, just like a little tiny bit of weed, man, and they make it sound like it's some fucking big drug bust, like, we got this off the street, and they were fucking fist bumping each other, right? And I'm like, wow, aren't you fucking special, man? You took about 3 grams of marijuana off the street, way to go, crime fighter, but yeah, they're afraid that, I honestly think it's like, well, we can't bust them for this or that, but, oh, look, they've got a bag of weed,
The seriousness of the crime is not proportional to the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Not that we here at Secular Lobster Ministries condone the use or practice of any illicit or illegal drugs or narcotics, because we are a family fun and teaching organization. Thank you.
Same here in the Temple for Cthulhuians.
Yeah, I just think that, drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Yep.
Whatever happened, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but I remember, fondly as a kid, having that really good airplane glue, right? And unintentionally, seriously, getting fucked up and not understanding, why the room was spinning a few times when I was a kid, because we used to build a lot of models, and the old model paint was pretty fucking awesome too. Now that I look back at it, they don't make drugs like that. Not that inhalants are good for you. Kids, don't smoke glue. Don't snort glue. Don't sniff glue. But above all things, never, 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 ever once put that needle in your arm and inject that marijuana, because it will kill you.
You don't inject marijuana with a needle.
Don't lie to these people, man.
You're thinking of
I've seen some of these memes. I've seen some of these websites, man. They're showing kids, man, and on the posters and on the billboards, it shows the kid sticking a needle in his arm with marijuana in it, And they tell us, man, they tell you about the evils of it. They told us what it does when you do that, man. You freak out, man.
Actually.
All right, I'm back.
I didn't know that. I thought.
Where was I? All right. Sorry to interrupt. Anyway, what I was talking about. A poll by Plopsky research concluded that 60% of California residents favored legalization as of February 2010. Statewide ballot legislative initiative to legalize marijuana failed, with 46.5% in favor and 53.5% against. Half of the country currently allows medical marijuana use, which has a wide range of health benefits for people with chronic pain, diseases like cancer and Parkinson's. But Colorado, Washington, Oregon, Alaska, and Washington, D.C. are the only states that permit recreational pot. Because it's classified as a Schedule I drug by the federal government, meaning it has no medical value and a high potential for abuse, scientists have a difficult time researching its short and long-term effects. But studies have debunked some of the popular critiques used to push back on legalization. Marijuana doesn't make car crashes more likely. It doesn't cause more crime. In states,
well, that's propaganda.
Again, that's what
teenagers aren't more likely to consume it. Yeah. According to the Center on Juvenile and Criminal Justice, the dropout, arrest, and overdose rates among teenagers dropped when marijuana was decriminalized in California in 2011, and a year after I graduated. Interesting. But marijuana related arrests in the states have that legalized recreational pot still disproportionately impact black consumers. Although the total number of arrests plummeted, black people in D.C. and Colorado are still twice as likely to be arrested than their white counterparts. For possession in Colorado, arrest rates for blacks and Latino youth increased by 20 and 50%, respectively, while the arrest rates of white kids dropped by 10%. So yeah. I mean, honestly, if we just went with drug liberalization on this, it would really be a big help for the economic benefits, the health benefits that people all need. But yeah, we need to change it.
I have a hard time believing that marijuana doesn't actually affect this driving accidents, because like it's an altered. You put yourself in any altered state, like you're high or anything like that.
Well, but that's also called taking responsibility.
I mean, with these studies, I mean, you're more likely to drive slowly and more cautiously than drinking when your inhibitions are all pretty much loose.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's still. I'll look it up later, I guess. I mean, I have the thing.
And even if with the whole thing with alcohol is, I mean, sure. I mean, but that doesn't mean we can't still regulate that stuff. I mean, we've all seen those commercials. Don't drink and drive, because you do. Not only will we put you in jail, your premium's going to go up and all this stuff. You're going to pay tens of thousands of dollars. They make that clear to people whenever you watch the TV. So, I mean, Even if that was true with weed, they could do the same damn thing. Don't smoke and drive. Otherwise, same fucking consequences. I mean that market argument. I mean,
the one thing too about is like you can get drunk, right? You can get drunk as fuck, and the next day it's out of your system, right? If they pee you, if they, maybe it might be in your blood still a bit, but it doesn't stay in your system that long unless you're just a full-blown drunk, right? But pot, will stay in your system at a minimum of, 72? Well, it depends on how much you smoke. But for a longer period of time. So the next day, you could be driving your car, and you have an accident. And you're not stoned, you're not high or anything like that anymore, right? You haven't smoked since, like, yesterday or even that morning, and it's late in the afternoon. And you get into an accident, right? And somehow or another, you're required to take a piss test, and you come up positive with marijuana. That'll be used against you, right? Doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? It has an effect, and a lot of people are trying to use that, actually. It's like,
I just say you shouldn't be driving in any altered state. It's not.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when they make you pee in that bottle.
Hold on. I just wanted to say I agree with Patrick, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Thank you. Because hey, I've avoided a few urine tests for alcohol before. Fuck. I don't know. A lot of people have. I'm not saying I made a habit of it or something like that, but it's a lot easier to get over on an alcohol test than it is, because, like I said, I got fucked up last night. By the next day, it's out of your system, unless you're drinking again, With pot, you smoke a little bit on the weekends and stuff like that, maybe a couple hits when you get home at night. That shit's going to be in your system if something happens. The alcohol, for the same period of time, but the alcohol won't. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, altered state. Yeah, there's times where it's like, if you get fucked up, and stuff, and we're really stoned, don't start fucking driving, especially if you're not used to it, Not that I condone, but I'll drive stoned sometimes. Fuck, I love driving
My
stoned.
view is that, like, just enter. Like, so.
I don't have a habit of getting in accidents and speeding tickets either,
I'm just like making a general moral point. I'm not saying that this has anything to do with the actual legalization of weed or anything like that. I know. Like, you just shouldn't go into altered state ever. It's not merely living.
Yeah.
Like if you want to drink alcohol, go ahead. Just don't get.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Just getting your butt is stupid. I don't know. That's my view. I like me.
I
like getting drunk.
Oh, I love being drunk. I just hate the next day, and that's why I stopped drinking for the most part. I love drinking and getting fucked up. I love being fucked up. But, with alcohol, man, I just got to the point in my life where I was just paying for it too much, and maybe once or twice at the most, I will have more than like one beer, and I might get drunk. It would be like on New Year's or something, in a hangout or some shit like that. But I can like smoke pot, and stuff like that, and get really fucking high. And
were you referring to the faces of marijuana when you were doing you said injecting marijuana joke? Because I searched it up because I didn't know people inject marijuana. Like,
you haven't seen those memes?
Yeah, I just searched it up. This is hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about.
That's funny.
I was going to bring up that brilliant documentary of Reefer Madness, which was when I was younger. That was just must see. I remember when there was somebody knew somebody that had like a VH copy of Reefer Madness, right? And they were everybody's best friend few times a year because that was, and you could pack a house, right? Just watching Reefer Madness. When MTV played Reefer Madness uncut for the first time on NTV, that was like one of the biggest ratings they had ever gotten at that point. That's how much of a fucking cult thing that, you know.
Like what I hear is Faces of Marijuana, but there's another one. So there's this meme, Know Your Meme site, right? And it has a whole bunch of. So this meme is called the Faces of Marijuana, which is funny because people don't think that's marijuana, right? Like that's just a joke.
Well, there's people that know so little about any drug, right? That they say, oh, he uses marijuana. You know, they're thinking the worst. You know, they're thinking they're shooting it up. You know, and no, you have to look at what a lot of people that are stupid or ignorant think about when they say them drug dealers, and then they show them some guy sitting in a fucking, you know, alley somewhere, you know, with a needle in his arm, and, you know, his life sucks and shit, but he's got that needle in his arm, and there's a pipe, and, you know, crack pipe, and cocaine, razor blades, and all this shit, right? You don't see pot leads, but, you know, but that's the impression that they have. So when you take that perception and put marijuana into it, hey, works for them. You know,
then marijuana is just another name for meth.
Well, you inject all drugs, you know, because all drug users are you know, use needles and stuff, and if all you use is marijuana, you're still sticking a needle in your arm. And have you ever seen the one that's Fappy, the anti-masturbation dolphin?
I don't know. I'm gonna search that up.
Yeah, he's funny.
All right. Okay, so are we all like all settled on the idea of California making marijuana legal?
I'm for it. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Me, I don't know. I don't care what happens with any of the other. I just say don't do it. Doesn't matter if it's legal. I wouldn't do it anyway.
Legalize it in Rhode Island. Not that I live there or anything, because I would never dox myself.
Like, I don't think it's particularly immoral for it to be illegal, and I don't think it's particularly immoral for it to be illegal.
Oh, come on, Frank, man. I was getting to like you, man, and you said that buzzword that really fucking triggers me, that moral, you know, morality shit. Somebody's going to take that and fucking run with it. When I hear that just that word or that topic, you know, the morality, the moral. Dude, fuck me, I get triggered, man.
Yeah, I'm just asking for the sake of practical. I mean, okay, if you have some kind of medical ailment, would you not, you know, advocate it?
Oh, medical marijuana is fine. Yeah, I'm all for medical marijuana. That's fine. But I mean, I'm like legalizing it for recreational use. I don't really care one way or the other.
Okay, I need it. I like it because it helps me out, right? But
medically or
the medical coverage, both actually. Well, and when I say both, when I say medical, no, I'm not legal, but yeah, I'm not a very nice person if I don't have pot. And I don't mean that because, gee, I wish I had some weed, I'm going to sit here and just sulk. You know, I've got a lot of anxiety. I've got a lot of, like, thought patterns. And and when I've got some weed, man, you know, I've got this little one-hitter pipe that's a little bit bigger than a one-hitter. I fill it a couple times a day, you know, 3 times a day maybe. And it depends how long I'm awake. But, and how much weed I got. But, you know, I'll smoke it, and I'll have a buzz, right? Sure, absolutely, right? I'm not fucked up or anything, and I'm in a great fucking mood, right? Without it for a couple of days, I'm a real prick, you know? And my nerves are shot. And trust me, I take 5 different things for anxiety and blood pressure, so I've already got that issue, right?
Is that your natural self, or is that an addiction thing?
Well, I like to smoke pot, but it helps my nerves. It does. It helps with my anxiety.
Or like, I don't know how.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I was. And when I tell you this, I'm very serious when I tell you this. If you could see my fingernails right now, you would understand. But I was 44 years old before I understood that I'd been a complete nervous wreck my entire life. I didn't know any different because I've always been, you know. So yeah, and it helps calm me down. It slows me down. It helps me think.
I actually heard
you know?
a story. They're actually looking into making medical marijuana accessible to veterans with PTSD.
Well, yeah, and I've got an argument for that too. I mean, a case for that I've never gone into, but my therapist is aware of it. But you know, I get my health care through the VA and stuff, right? And they don't. I don't see them doing it. Maybe for PTSD and special cases, I get that, but I don't see them being as liberal with it. They know I smoke, you know, but it's not it's not a thing with them. They don't consider me a junkie, you know. They don't even bring it up because they know I'm not some crazed out fucking whackhead pothead, you know, that, you know, but you know, I can't get it for what I like it for, or for what I use it for. Sure, I like to get fucking high, but you know, if I'm not going to get, unless they legalize it. You know, I got to go where I got to go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. This is going well. I think I'm gonna wrap it up and leave it here. The only other thing I could mention is that the Satanic Temple are going to be doing a Satanic invocation in Pensacola City, I think around July the 14th, which is going to be interesting. You know, actually fighting that religious theocracy, you know, maintaining separation church and state. That's good. But other than that, that's all I could mention. All right, guys, thank you. This has been Beyond Satanic. Thanks for participating, and bye. Hail Satan. Ooh.